right, let's see here. All right, we are live, I believe. I don't know if you can hear me. Hopefully, you can. Totally random thing here. All right, we're going to see who's coming in. No, Lucky, come here. Hey there, Josh. What's going on? Total random here. You're the first ones in here. Not much, buddy. Just relaxing, and I have a noisy cat here, so I apologize if you hear her meow. Hey there, Matt. Oh, you guys are quick. It's taken me a little while to remember how to do this. Hello, Thomas. Wasn't sure who was going to show up since I haven't done one of these since apparently March, it says in here. But let me move this a little bit closer. Hopefully you guys can hear me well. Like I said, I'm still kind of messing with the levels and stuff like that. Oh, be quiet. I know you want to be on camera. Yeah, it's been a while, Josh. Yeah, I haven't really hung out with a whole lot of people this year other than work people and just done a lot of work traveling and stuff like that. But it's all good. It's all good. No complaints. So no real agenda tonight. I mean, we could play. I noticed in here I still have guess the AI coaster screens that I didn't use last time. So perhaps we can do that in a little bit. But I have no idea how long I'm going to be on here for. I just decided to fire this up. And yeah, it's been a long snow flurries for Scarywood tonight. Oh boy, Matt. I'll be working in Kansas soon, and I'm hoping to avoid the snow. Actually, quite honestly, I don't mind the snow. I just don't like the ice because you can't do anything in the ice. And if I remember correctly, Matt, didn't you have a video, or you have a video on your channel of you riding the bike and crashing in the ice or something? Or I remember that from, maybe it wasn't you. But I hope all is well with everyone. Not a lot other than crazy work schedule. And all the park visits I did this year were on the way or to coming back home from work trips. I stopped flying in the summer because I'm just tired of dealing with the airlines. To be honest, it's just been a crazy year flying wise, and I'm driving everywhere. But yeah, it's been good, man. Been staying incredibly busy. I did manage to go to Cedar Point once, and Kings Island a couple times, but next time, if at all, I go to Kings Island will be maybe New Year's Eve, if that. It says, looking into Desperado Buffalo Bills and saw it's been listed as permanently closed. I honestly don't know. Whoops, we have a cat joining us here. I don't know if I've been hearing so many rumors about that coaster. Someone recently asked to use my footage to do a video on its status. Hey, Carrick, what's up, buddy? Yeah, totally random. I had some free time. I got a couple days off before I start doing some more work projects and stuff, and said, hey, I'm just going to fire this stuff up. I mean, I had to remember how to figure out the lights and all that stuff because it's been since like March since I've done one of these. And I just literally have had no time to do anything much else except work projects and stuff like that. It's one of the reasons I stopped doing the massive vlog series. The last one that's up, it's the last one. I just don't have time to keep doing them. Maybe I'll do a different type of vlogging in the future. I don't know. I got some non-coaster trips coming up, and maybe I'll just highlight some of those, per day type of thing. Who knows? I have no idea. This channel's always just been kind of a mixed thing. But yeah, as far as Desperado goes, I really don't know. I haven't ridden that coaster since probably 2006 or 2008, and it was running real bad, really rough. That used to be one of my favorite coasters. I rode it in the summer of '94, so just under it being a year old. and it was a lot of fun. At one point, when I used to compare rides and stuff, I enjoyed it more than Magnum. It was more intense than Magnum. But they just didn't really take care of it, I guess. And if that whole place closes, I won't be surprised. I know at one point they were uh, looking at putting a big CCI racing coaster of some sorts on the other side over at Whiskey Pete's. But yeah, it's interesting. That coaster has a very bizarre history. Oh, the park has intentions to reopen it eventually. Hey, Kyle, what's up? Hello. Hi. Hope all's well, buddy. Eventually. I mean, if they do reopen it, I will be. I, I mean, I would be surprised, but I won't be surprised if they take it out. It's really strange driving from Los Angeles to Las Vegas and just seeing it there doing nothing. You know, it's a record-breaking coaster in the coaster world, and I think it needs to be open to give people that haven't had the chance to ride it some rides. I mean, what it turns 30 this year. I rode it in '94. So Desperado used to be amazing on days when it was 100 plus. Oh man, I can only imagine. The one thing I do remember about the thing I didn't care much about it was you board in the casino, and then the lift hill went through the casino roof, and I would always be blinded by just the sunlight that just the desert provides. They wouldn't allow you to take any loose articles on, so it's not like you could wear sunglasses to help with that. So every time you'd kind of go out the roof, it'd be just like until like your eyes would get used to it. Usually at the top of the lift, but it's definitely a unique ride with a very unique layout and a very strange history. I've never ridden it. I've ridden it dozens of times, but I've never ridden it when they ran more than one train on it. It can operate with three, but Desperado's a 6-hour drive for me. I'd be willing to make the drive reopen. That's cool. Where are you at, Carrick, again? I know you're in California, but I know it's like maybe a 4-hour drive from Los Angeles or something, if I remember correctly. Yeah, dark room. Yep, exactly, Matt. Exactly. Hello, Keystone Coasters. Welcome. Like I said, no real agenda tonight, although we could play, I guess, the AI coaster since I still have some files I've never used in OBS. For some reason, OBS was removed from my Mac. I don't know what happened. So I had to download everything, and then as soon as I, installed it again, everything was still left in here. So it must have been on my Mac somewhere, but I certainly could not find it. I searched a lot for it, but let me close this. Let me get back to this. But Fresno. Oh, crap. Okay. I was in Fresno. Well, I was north. I think it's north of Fresno. Do you know where Merced is? Because I was working at Merced College the first week of April, and I think I'm going back there next year if I'm not mistaken. Speaking of Vegas coasters, they need open Speed the Ride. Oh yeah, Speed was a great ride, man. As a matter of fact, I've been deep diving in all my DV tape archives and creating a whole database of who's in every cassette and what's in there, and I have some off-ride of Speed, and I have a list I made of more vintage stuff recorded digitally that I'm thinking about uploading over time over the next few months. And the off-ride of Speed would be one of those videos. It'd be a short video since I didn't record a lot of it, but I love that ride so much that it was probably like I went to Vegas probably like 6 times, different times when it was there, and decided one of these days I'm just going to ride every seat on the coaster. And they didn't launch the coaster unless it was 5 minutes or if the train was full. And one day I went there and I was the only one riding it for most of those rides. So I rode one seat, moved over to the next seat, then moved to the next row, and did that, and rode every single seat on that train in one day. And if that wasn't enough, this is uber geeky coaster geek stuff. I went on top of the Stratosphere and rode every single seat on Big Shot multiple times, and I think I ended up with 40 rides or something. I just found that footage of me doing like a kind of a vlog back in it must have been like 2002 or something, talking about it. But yeah, Speed was definitely my favorite coaster in Nevada for sure. It was intense, it was quick, and it didn't beat me up. I mean, it had those bulky shoulder restraints. I would have loved to have ridden it with just the shoulder or just the lap bars. I think that would have been, Speed is very unlikely to ever return. It's still up for sale, but I can't imagine when. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I would say Speed. I mean, I don't know what the condition of the track is. I forgot it was even still in Vegas somewhere until somebody just mentioned that. But I don't even remember what year it was taken out. Merced is an hour north. Yep, you were pretty. Oh, very cool, Carrick. That's awesome. Doug Ryman. So over here in the UK, Alton Towers are building what is likely to be modern indoor coaster. Project Horizon. I really hope. Oh wow, interesting, Doug. That's pretty cool. I haven't been to Alton Towers since 2002, so long overdue. I need to get back to England because there's a lot of new to me rides. That is wild. Wow. Yeah, I mean, gosh, what was new at Alton Towers? Air. Air was the new coaster when I visited in 2002. All that stuff's covered in one of the Coasting in Europe videos from 2002. But yeah, I have plans for another really big trip next year, but it really hasn't been announced. I'm going to wait for others to announce it if they already have on their social media. I don't know. I mean, my online activity has been pretty limited this year. I purposely avoided watching coaster. Well, I don't watch coaster review videos hardly at all anyway, but any announcement videos until recently. But I invited the element of surprise back into my life, and it really helped a lot this year with all the parks I went to. Just for instance, Hershey Park's new one, Wildcat Revenge. I didn't know the layout. I didn't hear of a single review of it, and then went and rode it twice and was very impressed with it, and mainly because I didn't know what to expect going in. Yes, I heard some. Oh, Twister. Interesting news in Tennessee. Twister 3 is insane. What is Twister 3? Oh, okay. Big Bear Mountain. It is a lot of fun. That ended up being my 1100th coaster. I can't believe it. But I ended up riding it on the day there was nobody there. I was only able to spend literally like 2 hours at Dollywood, but I managed to ride that thing 5 times, and that is a perfect coaster for that park. And if the rumors are true, we're going to see a couple more kind of like that design elsewhere in the country, where I don't know, but rumor has it that there's some other ones coming our way, so we'll see. Twister 3 is the coaster. Oh man, all I can say is Twister 2 was not fun at all. It gave me a huge headache, so I don't know. What is Twister 3? What did they do? Did they get new trains on it or something? Yeah, Big Bear Mountain. On the technical aspect, I was very interested to see Vekoma using limbs instead of LSMs. And from what I was told, the limbs are, because the audio system in the trains, it makes it really heavy. And using the magnets or something with LSMs would make the trains even heavier. And LSMs only need a fin or something. to make their launches work. But I was very, very impressed. Oh, they retracted. Okay. Well, hopefully it runs better. But I thought I heard something about they might be closing Elitch's down as well. So who knows? But I I mentioned at the very end of the final massive log, but I think it's 13, massive log 13. So 12 or 13 or 14, one of those in there. If you go back, when Jeff Johnson, Robert Ulrich, and I are at Dollywood, we're taking the train and seeing all that land clearing that's Wildwood Grove. And I put an audible Easter egg in there of a LSM launch, because I didn't have an LIM launch. Not that I knew it was LIM, but an LSM launch looking over that footage as an Easter egg. Because that was the day I had heard that a family-launched coaster would be in Wildwood Grove. I just didn't know it was going to be several years down the road. Hey, Steven. Hi, I am at Canada's Wonderland's Haunt. Oh, okay. Well, have fun, man. I've only did Canada's Wonderland's Haunt, and that was the day I met you, Steven. And Steve Sargent and I ended up doing every haunt in that park in like 2 hours. And I mean, unless they've changed the scare factor, they weren't scary at all. But they had a lot of good theming. In all honesty, for best rides, Elitch's Gardens. You know what? The Arrow Shuttle, yes. Sidewinder, I think it is, at Elitch's. That was my favorite ride at the park when I was there, I don't know, 5 years ago or so. They were planning on relocating across Denver. Okay. In line for Vortex. Nice, a suspended one. Yeah, I mean, I haven't done the local parks. I haven't visited more Cedar Point once and Kings Island twice. But I was able to go to many other parks this year just because of a work trip. So, because I was out in California, I ended up doing Disneyland and finally experiencing Galaxy's Edge, which was awesome. I made a promise to my friend Rick, who's a Disney Imagineer, that I wouldn't experience Galaxy's Edge unless it was with him for my first time, and I just didn't have the chance to do that until this year, and I'm glad I waited because, man, it was unreal. It was great, and I learned a whole lot about how that ride operates from my visit. And then I went to SeaWorld San Diego for a couple hours. I did some stuff in New Jersey, went to Great Adventure, the piers, Dollywood, hit all the mountain coasters in that area that I was missing. And I know they just opened another one, but I have no plans of going back to Pigeon Forge for a few years at least. Should I walk down the street and say hi to RMC? That's funny, Matt. You do live up in that area. That's cool. Actually, we were contacted a few weeks ago to possibly do an event in Lewiston, Idaho, in the next couple of years. So I'll keep you posted. That'd be great to hang out with you again, man. I keep on forgetting you're up there because I've known you for so long in California. Matter of fact, one of the videos I uploaded this year was you weren't on it, but it was during that trip where we were all. I think it was a trip I met you in 2000, but up at Discovery Kingdom, well, Marine World then did a lift walk on Roar. Let's see. I really hope they expand. Oh yeah, Thomas. I was completely floored by Lost Island theme park. I wish I was able to. I wish I would have been able to spend more than a couple hours there. But it was. I know there's a lack of shade there, but it reminded me kind of like Jazzland in that aspect. And hands down, the friendliest employees I've ever met at any park I've ever been to. I could not believe how well I was treated there. Almost every single ride, it was a Zen ride for me. And every park employee, and I mean every park employee, was incredibly respectful for me. You know, they were allowing GoPro use and just chatting up with me, in between rides. I mean, I went to guest relations as soon as I was leaving the park and just told them, listen, I've been to a lot of parks, and if you keep on treating people like this, you will get a lot more people here. Now, the day I was there, it was extremely hot, and there was nobody there. But I was hoping that everybody was in the water park. But that park deserves so much. I just, if you haven't been there, please make a priority sometime in the next couple of years to get there. I don't buy park or coaster merchandise at all anymore. Um, but I bought a Lost Island T-shirt to support them, and you should do the same. So let me catch up here. Kentucky Kingdom Beachman over Texas. Wow, nice. I didn't even know there was credits in Fresno. To be honest, Carrick. It's literally on your bike route. That's awesome, Matt. Hello, Shock Zone. They're struggling a lot for the first 2 years. Yeah, yeah, and then the pandemic didn't have that. What's the weather like in Columbus? It's very, very warm in Columbus. Yesterday, um, uh, actually 2 days ago, I have a torn uh, thing in my knee, meniscus, I guess you could say, that I damaged my knee last Saturday, and had to go get it looked at and x-rayed and all that stuff. And luckily it's a lot better today. I didn't require surgery unless it doesn't heal in like a month. But it was over 80 degrees, and today it was in the high 70s. Right now it's actually 70 degrees, and it's almost 8 o'clock Eastern time. It's very, very uncommon for this type of year to have this weather, but I know it's supposed to plummet here this weekend. Just 2 kitty crits. Myler. Oh, okay. Hello, Train. If you hear my cat Lucky meowing, she's wanting attention real bad. I won't let her outside, so she's been wanting to go out because the weather's so nice. Usually this time, you're all bundled up and snow. Hey, happy Thursday there, Ted. Hope all's well, buddy. It's great to see all you guys in here. And the perfect circle going on tour. Oh wow, yeah, that would be a good show. Yeah, it's not fun, Ted. It happened Saturday night. My knee has been tight for a couple weeks, but then I injured it Saturday night, and couldn't really walk for a couple days. And I drove home from where I injured it using my left foot. I know that's not safe, but I just couldn't even depress the gas pedal, and I thought for sure I kind of felt it snap, and just, man, it was not good, but it's doing a lot better now. I've been following all the doctor's directions and stuff, and I feel great though right now. I was originally going to do one of these earlier in the week, but I had my foot elevated for all the evening and had ice and stuff like that, and that wouldn't have been a great stream if I'm being honest. Oh, what are you doing, cat? Lucky. Oh, I'm in her chair. This is her favorite chair. So, well, you gonna come up here? Here, come on. Come up here. Yeah, come on. You wanna come up here? Maybe not. She'll come up here. I'm away from marching band. Up there, St. Louis. Oh wow. Be safe, Train. Um, I haven't been to St. Louis. There she is. You want to say hi? Say hi, Lucky. Lex. Yes, I hear you. But man, I'm really surprised this stuff still works. We'll give it another maybe half an hour, and then maybe I'll fire up the AI coaster, because I've had these files on my computer for almost a year now, and just fell out of the YouTube thing. I'm still not extremely happy with the way YouTube runs. I'm, I know I angered them last year with my little war with them, and I never took down my kind of big gripe post on my community page from last year, and long story short, people can't find my stuff as easy as they used to. Recently, someone called and said, "Hey, I thought you uploaded this a couple months ago," and I said I did. And then when they searched it, it was like 2 or 3 pages down with a very specific search. Very, very strange. Um, and on a more serious kind of note, um, and this isn't meant to bum anybody out or anything, but my uncle passed away last week, and well, a week ago, last Saturday, in California. He wasn't doing too well, so I'm glad he's not suffering anymore. But he was a hell of a musician. I know I get a huge part of my musical side from that side of my family, my father and my uncle. And when I got the news, my father told me, I was at the store and I was coming home, and I asked my phone, "Hey, play Sonny Flaherty," and it brought up a whole huge playlist that I didn't even know existed on in iTunes and Apple Music. So it's not metal or rock or anything. It's more country and like 50s rock stuff. But yeah, look up Sonny Flaherty and listen to his stuff, because he was a hell of a musician, and he was a hell of a songwriter. He wrote for some really big name artists as well, and was on some big shows. So I miss him a lot. He was in one of my vlogs, one of the very first ones, when I was out in California. He went to the Ronald Reagan Library with me. But I'm going to miss him a lot. But have his music to cheer me up, so that's all good. All right, let me see here. I was able to go my first. Oh, that's really cool. That's awesome, Carrick. What's better, Lightning Rod or Steel Vengeance or Wildcat's Revenge? To be honest, I don't compare. Um, uh, I mean, each are their own things. Wildcats is a really good coaster. It really surprised me, especially the last couple of hills. Uh, and Steel Vengeance is Steel Vengeance, and Lightning Rod is, which I heard is getting its lift hill, which the last Massive Log has a Easter egg about that as well in it, if you can find it. Rumors about Montezuma's potentially scrapped. Yes, Shock Zone. I've been hearing that for on and off. That for whatever reason the original project was shelved, and I don't know if it was a money thing or a technical thing. To be honest, I don't even know who was doing it. But to the best of my knowledge, some of the track is still there, just not the loop. But if they do take it out, that'll be a bummer, because that was by far my favorite coaster at Knott's Berry Farm. I always enjoyed that thing. Never had a bad ride on it. And it was a very forceful launch for an old school coaster. Those flywheel launches are something, I'll tell you that. So I hope they can figure out what to do, but we've seen plenty of instances of stuff like this happening at other parks around the world. So I wish for the best, but hopefully they can figure it out. Oh, thank you, Carrick. That's pretty cool. Kumbak. Oh, they're the ones that were doing it. Interesting. Have they ever made any coasters themselves? I know they're an offshoot of Vekoma Engineers, I think, and they did coaster trains. But have they made actual coasters? One thing I was surprised to ride, and it wasn't. It was supposed to be closed. Like when I arrived and got my ticket at Adventureland, they were saying something about the Viking coaster, the new Zamperla, not being ready yet. So I just kind of blew it off, like I wasn't going to ride it. And when I was getting my last credit at that park, there was 3 I needed to get. It was running, and I got the credit. So that was a lot of fun, but it was a very smooth Zamperla. Yeah, Ted, I'm glad you got on it too. Flying Dutchman at Elfteling. Oh yeah, you know what? In 2007, when a bunch of us were in the RV doing the Europe trip, we went to Efteling specifically to ride that coaster, and it was they told us at the gate, well, we're hoping it'll open sometime today, But they acknowledged that they have issues with it, and we weren't going to pay full price just to go there and ride that. I mean, we had been to that park before, and we were only going to be able to spend a few hours in there. I know that's sacrilege when you're talking about Efteling, because that park is so huge, and the dark rides and the theming and the landscaping is unmatched. But we just didn't feel comfortable going in there, spending that money, and not being able to ride it, so we didn't ride it. And I think it was down for several weeks or even a couple months during that time. Trains, they interesting. I wonder, are they still a company, still doing stuff? I've been out of the loop so much, and you can blame Mr. Kyle for this. I didn't know much about Dragster Top Thrill 2's announcement. I didn't know the spike was straight. I thought it was going to be twisty, or a twist spike, and didn't know much about that. I didn't know a bunch of stuff, and then watched a bunch of videos eventually, and saw that stuff. But there's a lot of stuff I'm just out of loop. It took weeks for me to even realize that Kings Island's getting a coaster next year. So, and again, that's all by design. I just took myself and just said, this is no longer a big priority for me. Just push it back, concentrate on other things that are priority in my life. And I'm glad I did that, because I was able to juggle stuff around and kind of get back in this. Hey, Lee, what's up? Nice to hear you on here, or see you on here, rather. Did you hear about canceled their long flu project? Oh, okay. So that's the thing about, I was just told this too recently, that Six Flags Over Texas was going to like double the size of their flume and have another drop, which is very interesting. But wow, they canceled it. Crazy. Shock Zone. I mean, I wish them the best. I did ride, Crazy Mouse or whatever it is at Cedar Point, Mad Mouse, the spinning Zamperla there, once, and I waited an hour and a half for it, and I was the first one in line. They were having all kinds of issues with it. So I know Zamperla is not exactly known to be the most reliable company in the industry. I mean, they have a long history. They might be one of the longest companies doing amusement rides in the world, for as long as they've been doing them. But I wish them best. I mean, it seems like a very easy concept, but in a way, it's kind of like a new prototype thing. But let's just hope they can work out the bugs before like midsummer or the fall or something. I think I may hold off on rushing to go ride it until the bugs are worked out. That's another thing I've been kind of doing. I'm going to combine the two flumes in a single flume. Wow. Hey, Will. Welcome, buddy. Orion and Leviathan. To me, they're very similar rides. Orion has more of a punch, in my opinion, but like I said, I don't like to compare rides very often. Leviathan is just incredibly short feeling, at least. I think Behemoth is by far the best ride at Canada's Wonderland that I've ridden. That thing really surprised me. Project supposedly got canned because... Oh, okay. That's interesting. Wow. Thomas, I just read that on the Blabbermouth. Yeah, I didn't... To be honest, I haven't followed Smashing Pumpkins, lineup for many years now. But I've been really interested in watching some interviews with Billy, especially these in-depth interviews. I think it's Berto the channel is, or something like that. The guy has incredible interviews. Like, he had an interview with Butch Vig, who I respect a lot, as not only a producer but a musician, and fantastic thing. He talks about recording Siamese Dream. It's really great. But yeah, it's been awesome. Lee, hopefully next year I'll be working in Atlantic City, and I wasn't able to. I had to make a choice this year to either go to Coney Island in Brooklyn or to do Great Adventure for a whole 2 hours, which was, sorry, Great Adventure fans, was 2 hours too much. and the mall. And next year, I'm going to hopefully go to Coney Island and New York City. And if so, I will be sure to let you know. But I got all 5 credits at the American Dream. I couldn't believe it. I will not be riding that Gerstlauer Eurofighter ever again. That is, in my opinion, not a safe ride. That thing, the second half of that ride is probably just as rough as Blue Flash. I'll just say that. That thing really beat me up. Kings Island is working. I wouldn't be surprised if Kings Island's working with RMC. I know Cedar Fair hasn't been the biggest fan of RMC from what I was told, because of their issues with Steel Vengeance and the one at Kings Dominion, Twisted Timbers. But I've seen crazier stuff. One thing's for sure, it will not be. I've been getting a lot of comments and a couple emails recently that, hey, did you hear they are finally rebuilding Son of Beasts in its layout? And that is not happening. I'm sorry. Did you hear sushi? Yes, Will. Matter of fact, I put a little Easter egg in the last massive vlog about it when you see the lift hill. Because when I was at Dollywood a couple months ago, of course, the ride was closed. Nice. What is this? How do I get rid of this little panel here? They've added all these like little heart icon things, but you can't get it. Blocks part of the chat for some reason. It's very strange. Have you given? See, it's like blocking part of the. Let's see. I can see it says, Sean, have you given Zeal and somebody a listen? Or okay, Zeal and no. Who is that, Lee? I believe RMC is suing Cedar Fair due to their Iron Menace name, right? Or at least I don't think they could sue over the name because RMC doesn't choose the names of their coasters. Like they didn't select Steel Iron Menace. I don't know if that's the case. I think RMC and Cedar Fair they just RMC is amazing rides, but they're not very reliable. At least from my experience from them. But who knows? Yeah, and I just found out Dorney was getting a dive machine a couple weeks ago too. That looks exciting. All these rides I probably won't be able to ride for several years. I heard SeaWorld Orlando's getting a B&M family launch coaster, which is intriguing. But I still haven't ridden Icebreaker. I won't be back. I have no plans, at least unless I'm working down there, to be in Florida until probably Epic Universe opens, and I'm keeping totally blind about that. I haven't looked at construction or any of that stuff. I have some friends that have been just like, oh my gosh, wait until you see what this is. Wait until you see what this is. I know enough of what's going in there, but I don't want to see it until I actually walk into the park for the first time. I'd rather shark. It's just common. See a small. Yeah, I mean, I think I wouldn't think it would be an RMC going into Vortex's place, but that's just me. Hard to describe. Metal and slave. Oh yeah, see, I would totally listen to that. I will. Here, I'm going to put that in my notes. Actually, Zeal. Actually. Zeal. People have been. I always like discovering new music when people tell me. I had a friend that just was like, "You have to hear this band." Oh, now I'm gonna totally screw up the name. Oh boy, hold on. Because I couldn't believe this band. They have a very unique sound. Let's see if I can do this. Man, it's going to be one of these things where I don't have it on here anymore. Let's see here. This very, very unique. It's kind of a mixture of metal and light rap, but mixed with like Meshuggah. Let me do it this way. Andy. Uh, all right. It is Sleep Token. If you ever heard of Sleep Token, their new album, that's the only one I've listened to so far. Really unique. The guy's got a hell of a voice. I think they all wear masks or something, so nobody really knows who they are. But I just been really rocking out to a lot of different stuff. I still love the latest Meshuggah. This stuff's not for everyone, but for the djent bands, you kind of need to know. You have to have some sort of not music ability, but you have to listen to it a little bit differently. If you sit back and just listen to it, it sounds very frantic. But then if you understand music a little bit and rhythm specifically, you can understand why they did stuff, and then the rhythm all makes sense. It's really cool. I love when bands do that. The new Tesseract, I have that on Blu-ray with a Dolby Atmos mix, and I listen to it, and it's unbelievable in Atmos. So is the new Steven Wilson. It's incredible. All right. I'll just say having seen a bit of okay. That's the way to go in Epic Universe. Yeah. I learned a lot about going to Islands of Adventure because I knew a lot about going there, but when I walked in for the first time, I was in awe, and I've been really wanting to get more into that. So I've been spoiling myself with Epic. Oh, nice. Yeah, see, Islands of Adventure opening year, that was probably the peak of my coaster career. I will say that. It was just, I mean, it was one of those things. I hate to say it because it sounds like I'm a snob, but you just had to be there to understand what it was like when it opened, and we got to preview it weeks before it opened. It was unreal. Do you ever think Apocalypse a great manner? Is Apocalypse the drop tower? If so, yeah, I rode every side on it. I rode it sit down, stand up with no floor, and stand up with a floor. Just got a big bear, amazing at night. Oh, I bet. Shockwave at Drayton Manor. Someone told me Shockwave's getting floorless trains or something. Will, I don't know too many details about him, but probably a year ago, someone told me that it was going to be their version of kind of like Velocicoaster, but using the terrain. And I don't know the stats of it yet, so I don't know if Universal's released those yet. But at one point, I thought it was going to have a drop that was near 200 feet or something on it, using the terrain or an elevation change of 200 feet or something. Hopefully, next time I'm out in that way, I'll be able to ride it. It was kind of embarrassing to say, man. Oh, that's not embarrassing. Matter of fact, Thomas, I just pre-ordered Limp Bizkit's hot dog or the chocolate starfish on vinyl. It's the only album I own from Limp Bizkit. I'm not a big fan of rap or new metal per se, or really Fred Durst. I mean, he's a good frontman for that band, and I've seen them live open up for Metallica, and they put on a hell of a show. But I've only listened to that one record, and a lot of it's because it's more of a metal record than anything. And the last song on that album is incredible, and it's one of my favorites. How many flips have you gotten on? You know what? Only a couple. I only rode it once, and then it was down most of the time. The most I've ever gotten on one of those was 19, and it was the first time I tried one. It was in Japan at Fuji-Q. I did one at Lost Island and got a few flips on it, but I was pretty dizzy, and when I left the ride operator was like, here, try this car, you'll flip more. But I was very limited on my time at Lost Island. Finally visited Islands of Adventure. Oh man, I'm glad you went there, Carrick. It's still my favorite park in the country, hands down. And a lot of that is because I uh, got to watch it grow. One of the videos on my channel was the model tour, and from 1997 in November that we got to do, as part of the ACE event we were at. And I remember when we were walking out of the tour, I said to my friends, if this park is anything like that model, this will be my favorite park in the world. And that model was exactly like it was in real life. It was perfect. And just turning the corner in every island and seeing something we'd never seen before, and then the music all blending in as you go from one island to the other, and then riding dueling dragons the first time in the front row when it dueled, and then not knowing what Spider-Man was and getting on that for the first time, and it's unreal, and it's just going to keep going. And I'm sure they have some stuff up their sleeve that nobody's really thinking about. So, I'll be Universal builds a Fast and Furious theme house. You know what? I don't think I think I watched half of Fast and Furious 1, but I've never seen any of the movies in the series. So I did in my opinion, terrible ride at Universal Studios in Orlando, and just didn't understand it. So maybe I have to watch all those. I don't even know how many there are. The deal in Fast and Furious. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Cat's doing great. I got two. I have Freedom, who's around here. He's the big cat. And then I have Lucky, who's just about a year and a half old. And when I had my knee injury last week, they were all, when animals know when you're not feeling well, and they were just super cuddly, and you know, I don't really need an alarm clock. They wake me up on literally every morning at 7 a.m. But for the past several months, I've been getting up early and working on a project for my channel that I don't want to give it away yet, because I want to make sure it works before I do it. But it has taken me months to complete. It's not any special video. It's not a video. It'll just be more interactive stuff for my channel. And if it works, it'll be another level of being it'll be like kind of doing this and telling stories, but in a different way. It's kind of weird. I'm just waiting for YouTube to allow it to be available for everyone. So we'll see. I have to... Thank you, Carrick. Hopefully I'll join one of your streams here soon, if you still do those. I've been really taking a break and slowly kind of getting back into catching up stuff on people's channels and things. So it was nice to take almost the entire summer off from watching a bunch of stuff, but I missed out on a bunch of stuff. But at the same time, that's why I did it. I didn't want to know everything. So if you have another one of those streams, I'll be able to chime in and say hi. So have a good night, buddy, or afternoon, or what is it, like 5 o'clock or something out there? But I'll be actually in California later this year in December, but I'll be more southern, and I'll only be there for like 4 days for work. But I'll chat with you later, buddy. Have a good one, Carrick. I haven't been to any. I went and saw my favorite band, King's X, here in Columbus about a month ago, and more than likely that might be the last time I see them live, because I know they don't tour very often, and they're getting up there in age, but it sounded great. It was fantastic to see them live again. To be fixed. See, it's Accelerate is a weird thing, because I heard it was supposed to open this summer, so I don't know what happened. Oh, okay, cool, Will. I don't think I'll be able to hit any parks, because I hit them up in April, but if I have free time, I'll let you know for sure. I'll be in Ukaipa, if you know where that's at. I think it's a town I'm going to be at, if everything still goes as planned. I was supposed to be working in Moore Park, but that got canceled. So Hey there, Jim. Nice to see ya. Very cool. I won't be able to go to Kings Island until probably New Year's Eve, to be honest. Got too much on my plate for the next couple months. So had to kind of kiss the park stuff goodbye for the rest of the year for me. I'm about to release. I recorded, I think, October 1st. I went to Kings Island for 2 hours on a very sunny day, and I got a new camera. I got an A7S III, and went around, shot some stuff in 120 frames per second, and then slowed it down by half. So I have slow mo stuff at 60 frames per second. I made a video, but I was kind of bummed because I started having the same issues I had with my A7S II with the sensor getting dirty. And like when I look at the sensor through the lens and take the lens off and look at the sky, it looks completely clear. But then I bought a sensor cleaning kit that should be here tomorrow, so I had to kind of blur out some of that stuff when I went to edit the video. I don't know, it's probably me. I have weird stuff happen to me when around electronics all the time. No, I never made it there. Where Connie, isn't that like, is it in Poland? It's got that weird shuttle coaster. I mean, I haven't been anywhere internationally since 2019. Yeah, if you can imagine that. But that might be changing next year. Oh, nice. Very cool. You'll enjoy that, Jim. I always wanted to go there for a New Year's Eve. I wanted to do it on in 1999, and I remember like 5 years before that talking to the park saying you should invite have like a coaster event or some people riding launch or riding Hulk and launch it right at midnight, but everybody's worried about the Y2K thing, and I guess that didn't happen. I don't know. Switzerland. No, I've never been there. Never been to Switzerland. Band I wish to. Oh yeah, Faith No More is one of my all-time favorite bands. I've been watching a lot of stories on them. Mike Patton is one of my favorite vocalists of all time. I've been thinking about uploading these old footage that's not coast related of me hanging out with bands in like the early '90s. Like I used to carry this big ass bulky VHS camera with a side VHS deck and literally put it in the trunk of my car, go see a show, and then bring it out and go behind the Newport Music Hall in Columbus, where all the bands would just be hanging out in the alley after the show, and I would record them. And I have Faith No More hanging out with them, and Mike Patton. I even have Jim in there. All the bands saying hi. I've got some of Soundgarden saying hi. The band's Testament. Oh man, so many groups. Flotsam and Jetsam, Prong. And then I also have, and I have to probably edit the video down, but I have me hanging out with Dime from Pantera on video. So I've never uploaded that. It's been extended. The shuttle coaster's been extended. Oh, interesting. We'll have to check that out. Well, you can blame my friend John for that, Will. He likes working with B&M a lot. Yeah, I rode over this summer, and it was. If I remember correctly, does that have like an air hill after one of the reverse points? Because I remember in First Drop magazine when that opened, if that's the one I'm thinking of, uh, there was this strange quirk in the track on one of the airtime hills, and they reported it in the article in First Drop, and then the park went back and fixed it after that. And they did the same thing for Tornado in Finland, which I've ridden. There used to be this bad kink in the track as it would go right back into the station, like turn into the station. And because they read that in First Drop, they had Inman fix it or something. Maybe I'm kind of paraphrasing stuff here, but I remember them reading something about that and doing that. I have a stack of roller coaster magazines I haven't even begun to read yet, just because I've been taking a break from all that stuff. So on a nice cold day when I'm off the road, put a fire in the fireplace and got several books to read too. But That's interesting that you wrote it. Have you gotten all the 5 credits at the mall, Lee? The American Dream Mall? I was really surprised that they were all running when I was there and there was nobody there. I got stuck on the Gerstlauer spinning coaster for about 20 minutes in the brake run. And then my favorite ride in that park was that Intamin multi-launch thing, um, which I'm terrible with coaster names now, but it was it was intense, and it was my favorite ride. I rode that day, and I even went to Great Adventure that day. I would love to see all the footage. That's cool. I had this interview that I helped with Machine Head, but I had to take it down. It was one of the videos that when I had my big war with YouTube last year that I had to sacrifice. But I still have my interview with Typo Negative up there. But hanging out with the band stuff, I was like the only one backstage, hanging out with the bands with a video camera. There was no other fans doing that, and everybody would be just like, "Why you have a video camera here?" And I don't know. Maybe I just thought somewhere down the road the footage would be good, but I have to bust all that stuff out. Beyond verticals for a spike that launch. Oh wow, nice. What coaster magazines? Well, I only read two, and that's ACES Roller Coaster Magazine, and then European Coaster Club's magazine, First Drop. And First Drop doesn't come out more than once a year nowadays, but it's a quality magazine. I used to write for it all the time, and they still use my pictures every once in a while. But Justin, who runs the European Coaster Club, is still a great friend, and I haven't done a trip with him in quite a few years, and so long overdue. I lucked out at American Dream and got all the 5 credits. Sandy's bucking Bronco, yes. It was quite shaky, but those launches really took me by surprise. I was very surprised, and I don't know if you felt the same way about, I think it's Shellraiser, but that thing is, I rode Takabisha in Japan, and it was smooth, and I expected the same for that, even though I heard it was a terrible ride, but I wasn't sure why. And the second half of that coaster, no thank you. I will not be ever riding that again unless it gets retract. No thanks. Suggestion. I mean, the cameras I use, Jim, nowadays are just my iPhone for convenience. And I use a A7S III, which, it's a DLSR. It's a pretty expensive toy, if I'm being honest, but you can go and get just a camcorder nowadays that shoots like in 4K and stuff, fairly cheap, I would think. Just kind of go on Amazon and look around, but I've been a Sony guy since the 90s, and I always record with Sony stuff other than the iPhone, and I'm due for an iPhone upgrade. I've had this iPhone 12 Pro for since I think 2019 perhaps, and it's been a great phone, but I'm ready to upgrade. So yeah, just kind of look around. I know Coaster Bob 62, he has a Sony 4K camcorder that actually records in 5.1 audio as well, which I've never had a camcorder that does that. So made trains for wooden. Yeah, Thomas, the very first ones they unveiled on a coaster were I believe, well, it was Twisted Sisters. That's what it was called, at Kentucky Kingdom. And from what I was told, the main reason for that is because when CCI was kind of falling apart and they had some financial issues, PTC stopped providing trains for their coasters because they just weren't getting paid. That's what I was told. I don't know if that's true. Just heard that through the pipeline. And they had to go with another wood coaster company, and that was Gerstlauer. And when Holiday World opened up, the Legend, it opened up originally with one single Gerstlauer train, but that ride is very heavily laterally driven, and the bars on those lap bars were very round tubes. So people were getting off the ride. They called it Legend legs. You would have bruises on the side of your legs. And I remember during exclusive ride time at their events, people started wearing like knee pads around the sides of their legs so they could not get sore from the lap bars. And then Holiday World went in and had them redesign and take notches out so they kind of fit around your leg a little bit better. and they had to make some other changes. I have one of the original lap bars from Legends somewhere here at my house, but they had benefits, but for the most part, they just didn't feel like what you're known to, feel like with a PTC train. And then after I think a year or two, Holiday World said, nope, let's get a 2-train operation on Legend and get PTCs on this thing. So they moved the whole station back and got a transfer track. I mean, it was a big project, but ultimately it really kind of saved that ride. We thought it was Shellraiser have a crazy. Okay. He's doing great. He's great. He dropped by here a couple weeks ago. He was at Cedar Point and crashed here for the night, and then I went to Kings Island with him for a couple hours. But he's doing some great work there, and I know he loves it. It's been life-changing for him, and he deserves everything that is being thrown at him, because he's one of those people that I think if he keeps going in the way he is, he's going to be one of these legends in the industry, I think. But yeah, he was in here just a little bit ago, just saying hi. Where else? Let's see. I think I'm caught up here. All right, do you guys want to try if I can do this? Guess the coaster AI. I think I have 9 entries still in OBS that I can try to do this, and if it screws up and I accidentally stop the stream, I apologize, but because I really don't know what I'm doing. But we're gonna try this, and if the sound goes out when I show an image on the screen, just list it in here, and then I'll try to fix it. But if everybody wants to do it, let me know, and we'll give it a shot. There's let me see. There's 11 of them we can try to do, and no prizes or anything. It's just whoever gets it first, I'll call them out. So yeah, I have 2 of those. One shoots crappy zoom, the awesome audio. Oh wow. There's this feature in Final Cut Pro that I used to edit that was part of the last upgrade, I guess, and it was voice isolation. So I was doing some work in West Virginia and in Reno this year, and there was a lot of ambient sound, and I was talking to this videographer that works for the Gary Sinise Foundation, and he was like, dude, check that mark down, and he's like, I don't even really have to mic people up anymore, and I did that, and it makes a huge difference. So that fixed a lot of the audio stuff. But let's see here. 1 second. All right. Oh, the AI gameplay. So basically, you're just going to see an image on the screen. And what I went into this AI generator thing online and typed coaster names. And what you see is a result of what came up with it. Some are much easier than others, but you just have to guess the coaster that AI, those 2 words created. Yeah, it's just... Yeah, no problem, Jim. No problem at all, buddy. Glad to see you in here, man. Jim and I have a long history. Jim and I, sounds like the coaster. We used to be extras for video shoots in the early 2000s and late 90s all over the place. And we're probably seen in a lot of commercials back in the day and Discovery Channel things and stuff like that. So, all right, we're going to try this out, okay? I'm going to try to keep both of these windows open. And again, I don't know if I did this correctly, but if the sound goes out, I'll try to fix it while I'm doing it. But if everybody's ready for the first image, just give me a yes in the chat, and I'll start. I know there's kind of a delay with this right now, so I apologize if there's like a delay. But we'll see here. See. Ready. Okay. Here we go. Oh, man. Let's see if I can do this correctly without screwing this up. Let me minimize this. Oh, I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, here we go. All right. First one. There we go. This is the first one I have here. And hopefully you'll see it. I'll be there we go. Okay, I can see the update. All right, what is that coaster? And like I said, some of these are way easier than some of the other ones. So if anybody knows what the AI decided to create when I put this coaster's name into it, the generator, chime in. And it looks like the sound is working too, which is good. Nope. Ride to unhappiness. Nope, not the Voyage. Its name. Oh, hey, Thomas, you got it. Just like that. It was Mystic Timbers. Yep, and Will, you got it too. See, it's unfortunate that there's this weird delay here, but all right. Well, this is going to be easier than I thought. So we'll just go through these until the end. All right, here comes number 2. All right. Let's see here. Well, maybe it didn't show up. Oh, there we go. Okay. This one might be a little bit more difficult, but. Hey, Jonathan, welcome, buddy. We're just playing Guess the AI coaster for a little bit. Misty Timbers. That's funny. That sounds like a dirty porn star name or something. All right, let's see here. This one's going to be more difficult. But I think it has the same colors, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, not Shockwave. Jonathan might be able to get this one. Man, I can't believe we've been going on for an hour already. That's awesome. Remember, this is the second out of 11 that we'll show. So we'll blaze through them pretty quick. If you guys want a hint, let me know. Nope, not Fury. I will say it is made by that manufacturer, though. Jonathan, I was just thinking about you yesterday, buddy, because I was looking at old flyer footage from when Kings Island closed them down on closing day. Nope, not Leviathan. It is not a Giga Coaster. Nope. Funkin' Fluff, great name. Not Carolina Cyclone. When you guys are ready for another hint, just say it in here, and then I'll say it. Nope, Kraken, but very close. Stanford. Nope, not Kraken. Hey, Funkin' Fluff got it. It's actually Pipeline Surf Coaster. I'll accept that answer. Very, very cool. The floor looks like China or Japan. You know what? I thought that as well, but that's what it put in when I did that. Nope. It was pipeline. It was pipeline. Alrighty. Blue streak at Continental Lake Park. No. What a bummer. All right, here we go. Now this one is going to be very easy, and I didn't really specifically name what park, so it will. Cool, John. I did this many, many months ago, and some of these files were still in OBS, so I figured I'll try it again. So I only have 11 of them, but this is the third one. Oh, cool. I don't know how any of the AI stuff works. It's kind of scary. Nope, not Behemoth. I thought this one would be fairly easy because of the monster looking thing, but it doesn't really look like the monster, but it kind of does. So I just gave you a hint. Nope, not Blue Streak. Nope, not Poltergeist. I will say this. There is a movie named after it. Not The Beast. Nope, not Leviathan. Nope, not Godzilla. Not Loch Ness. And I'll reply in the chat when someone gets it because of the delay. So once someone gets it, I'll chat and I'll type it in the chat so it's easier. So we can go to the next one. Nope, not Velocicoaster. Think Arnold. Hey! John, you got it. All right. All right, so let's go to the next one. That's right, Predator. All right, let's see what the next one is. This will be easy, I think. All right, let's see here. Man, there's like a 10-second delay. There we go. All right, let's see here. I thought this one would be pretty easy. Yep, you guys got it. Raging Bull. El Toro would have been a good one too. All right, very cool. Okay. Let's try again. Let's do the next one. This one's going to be tricky, I think. Beef coaster. Good luck. I will say that this coaster no longer exists. And I don't know why it showed this. Nope, not Dinoconda, not Nemesis. Oh, I just realized the big please subscribe thing on the screen. I apologize. That, believe it or not, that was a experiment that I never took down, and it worked. I used to have a picture of my face on there, and I got complaints about that, saying, "Why is your face on your own channel?" And I was like, you know what? It was just the icon. It was the avatar of my channel, and I decided to change it to please subscribe, and then all of a sudden I started getting all these subscribers. Nope, not Mean Streak. Nope, not Diablo. Uh, Wooden coaster, for sure. Nope, not the Beast. Hey, Lee got it. Son of Beast. Very strange image when you type that in. All right. Let's do the next one. This one I think would be easy as well. I bet you somebody gets this in seconds. Nope. Oh. Funk. Man, you're on fire, Funk, which is a very strange thing to say. You guys, this is going quicker than I thought. We're over halfway done. All right. Millennium Force, that would have been a good one too. So Outer Limits as well. All right. Here we go. The next one. This one might be a little difficult. But there are obvious hints in it. Yeah, this one's going to be difficult. But there is an element of the name of this coaster in this picture, for sure. Nope, not Saul. Good guess, but not Saul. Let's see here. Nope, not the Swarm, not Oblivion. I will say this. Um, Technically, the coaster isn't there anymore, but technically it is, in a way. Not Apocalypse. All of Thorpe Park. No. Not Time Traveler. I don't know how well you know me, but this was one of my all-time favorite coasters for many years. Buzzsaw Falls. Nope. Nope. Not Thrill Dragster. What do you see kind of a lot of in this picture? Oh, yeah, there's like this weird delay, Jim. I don't understand what's going on. Nope. Nope, not Dodondapa. That's a good guess because that's one of my all-time favorite coasters. It's kind of there, but not really. But kind of similar. Kind of similar what they did, I guess you could say. But kind of opposite in the way. If you know where I live, this coaster used to be 3 hours from me. That's all I'll say. And it's not. It was not in Ohio. Not X. Nope, not Accelerator. It's an ice cream scoop. I will say this is probably going to give it away really quick, but nope, not Giraffica. It used to have several elements that are no longer there. Hey, John got it. It is Steel Phantom. All right. Let me get it caught up here for a few seconds before going to the next one because I know there is a delay. And then once we get through this, I'll go back to the main live, camera video. But all right, here is the next one. Man, there really is a big delay here. I don't know why I didn't show the whole image here. And it's very strange to see. There we go. Let me see if that helps. Oh, I can't. Okay. This one's going to be pretty tricky. I don't. Yeah, Funk. I had to readjust that. I just realized I can move the pictures around when live. I didn't know I could do that. So, this one, I'm surprised. I'd be surprised if somebody gets it very quickly, but it's nope, not Ninja. It doesn't really have anything to show what I was typing in, other than there's a coaster in the back that kind of resembles a coaster that's at this park. So we'll see here. Morning Festival spray. Yeah, I don't know why there's spray. I don't know why there's like orange in like the house. There's a bit of stuff in this ride in here. Not Hokage, but you're on the right path, Lee. Not revolution. Oh, that would probably make more sense than what I put in here, or what this gave me. An interesting thing about this AI stuff, if you type in a coaster name and then do it again, you'll get a completely different result. At least what this thing I was using. So these are all kind of like first or second shots at this stuff. Nope, not Tatsu. I'll just say this is a very well-known ride. Nope, not Ijanika. Nope, not Steel Dragon. It is in the United States. But in a strange way, nope, not Dragon's Challenge. In a strange way, this looks like kind of by like where Maverick is, where it goes by the water and Millennium Force is sticking up above the trees. Kind of looks like that. But it's not either of those rides. Nope, not Fujiyama. I'm really amazed that this is working, by the way. I have to go. Oh, okay, John. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for chiming in here, man. We need to catch up soon, man. I haven't seen you since Iron Gwazi's Media Day, if you can believe that. Hey, you got it. Oh, shoot. What did I just do? John got it right as he was leaving. Good job, John. We'll catch up soon, buddy. Tell those, if you know of anybody in the Zoom meeting with Ace that I know, tell him I said hi. All right. It was Steel Vengeance. We got 3 more. And we're going to go for them right now. Let's see. All right. Here we go. And again, I don't know why it showed this image, but yeah, exactly, Lee. I have no idea where the Vengeance is in that picture. And this one is kind of a strange one. Let me see if I can get a better view. There we go. Maybe this will do. Maybe this will do better. Nope. You'll see that the picture goes up a little bit here in a second. Very interesting that nope, not Lightning Racer, not Ghost Rider. The train has something to do with this ride. I'll just say that. And it's the only one of its type. So think of well, maybe you guys don't know that the train looks like the coaster train looks like a train, but this particular coaster has a lead car that is a train, and it doesn't look anything like the ride in this picture at all. And it's the only one of its type in the country. Actually, the only one of its type in the world that I know of. Nope, not Colorado Adventure. Good guess, though. Nope, not Thunderation, not Big Thunder Mountain. Someone's going to get it here in just a second, I know. It's a very, very unique coaster. And there was rumored to be another one built, a bigger one, but that project was scrapped. If it was even a project to begin with. Not Quicksilver Express. I have a feeling you guys are going to get it. And the colors of the train are totally not accurate. The train, that's the lead car. This one is black. And it is wooden. Hey, Will, you got it. It is Switchback. All right, 2 left. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. This one might be a little easy too. Will, you got it again. Very good. Very good, dude. All right. And then let's see. All right, we got one more left. Here we go. Let me. See if that works. Oh, I have Freedom, my cat, joining me now. I think you guys are going to get this one as well. Hey there, Freedom. Nope, not Flying Turns. There's an aspect of this picture that's, in a way, I think gives it away. At least part of the name. Nope, not Ride to Happiness. Think on the right side of the picture, what does that look like? Like, Funk, you're very close, but no. Watch out, cat. Don't jump on my keyboard. I will say it's somewhat nearby Coast Rider, at least in my eyes, since I don't live anywhere near this park. But you have one. Nope. Funk. Close again. Surf Coaster. I can't remember the name. Nope. Will. It's not an Easer. You will or Funk has part of the name of the coaster in it. He's already guessed part of the name. Then after this, we'll get back to a little bit longer for the stream. Think. Let's see. I'm trying to think. This opened up right before the pandemic. And I finally got to ride it this year. Not that you know I've ridden it, but very unique ride and a lot of fun. Hmm. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of another hint I can give you. Nope. Hey! You got it, Lee. Yeah. There we go. All right, let me get back to the main. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. We are done with that. Thanks for playing, guys. I've had those on my computer since like March, and said, one of these days I'm going to fire up the stream again and you know, try this again. So thanks for doing that. You know, I can obviously do a little bit better job at doing that, but that was a lot of fun. So thanks for playing. But I'll go for a couple more minutes at least and just see what else is on here. If you guys have any questions or anything, just let me know. You can't see him, but my cat Freedom has joined. He's jumped on the table here and maybe here in purring. But it's still 67 degrees here in Columbus, Ohio in late October. Go figure. That was fun. I've been toying around with possibly doing eventually like a podcast or something like that. Some are so vague, especially still vintage. Yeah, it was very strange. Like when I would get those images, I'd be just like, what the heck? And some of them are very difficult and some of them are very easy. But yeah, I'll have to try it again. Yeah, good times for sure, man. Life is really, really good. Lots of big changes this year, and just some were just, you know, basically knocked me out, and some of them were just, you know, just a different way of traveling. It's 78 degrees here today. Wow, in New York City too. Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. There's many credits at Coney Island I haven't ridden yet. So I've heard bad things about what is it, Thunderbolt, because of the trains. So I just hope the new trains on Top Thrill 2 are going to be, you know, different as far as how they ride, because I've heard bad things about the Zamperla trains like that. But we'll see when it opens. I'm very excited to do that spike backwards, because the last time I rode Superman the Escape at Magic Mountain, I did it backwards, and going up that spike looking straight down was just unbelievable. So that'll be a lot of fun. I was very surprised to see that they used the original queue. It does look covered, in the rendering, but yeah, kind of surprised. But I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna take a little while to get used to that name. Thunderbolt was great. Oh, okay, that's good to hear. I'd like to hear, um, from other people and stuff. Same like with Skyrush. Skyrush is not for me, but there are many people that like it. When I was at Hershey Park this year with Marty and David, they both took a ride and didn't think it was very bad, but I can no longer ride it. So more power to those that really enjoy rides like that. I was a big fan of Steel Phantom, but there was a lot of people that didn't like Steel Phantom. You know, but yeah, I don't know what else to really chat about other than I'm just glad that this all worked out since it's been so long since I've done it. I think I can use my A7S III, the new camera I got, for a webcam, but I haven't tried it yet. I'm still learning a lot about that camera. I think tomorrow I may release a video for the slow-mo. And what I do is I've been recording stuff in 4K, HDR, 120 frames a second, and in Final Cut Pro, slowing that 120 frames down by half, which ends up 60 frames per second, which is a slow-mo but super, super smooth. And I could do it even further to make it even more slow, but I haven't experimented with that. The video I'm going to release is more, just trying it out for the first time. And I wanted to go to Cedar Point and record up there. However, it's been gray and in the 50s for the last couple weekends here in Ohio, and when it's gray and 50 up in Sandusky, there's not a lot of stuff that is running as far as the big rides go, and I'd rather go on a sunny day. So I'll just wait until next year when Top Throw opens up. How Skyrush, I thought it was totally fine in the restraints, but wimpy. Yeah, see, that's the thing about it. I mean, everybody that I know that loves the ride says, "Oh my God, the layout is just top notch." But the layout of that coaster has never wowed me, and maybe that's because I'm just trying to fight the pain that it provides. Usually, by the time I hop out of the train in the station, my legs are all tingly, like I had slept on my legs, and it's difficult to walk. And I just, until they figure out what to do, and if they get new trains, maybe I'll give it another shot and try to remember the layout. I couldn't tell you the first thing that layout does past the first drop, because I'm just concentrating, like, please, please, please make this right. And there's very, very few rides like that I've ridden that have made me not want to ride again. I remember riding Thriller, that Schwarzkopf creation, when it was at Six Flags Astroworld, and I was there for a video shoot, and I rode it a couple times fine, but they were letting us stay on the ride, and it had those classic accordion Schwarzkopf restraints that would just keep on going down because of the G-forces, but they never released them in the station, so every time they kept on getting tighter, from what I remember. And at one point I was riding with my friend Justin, and one of the loops, they came down so hard it cracked my back. And when we came back in the station, they said, "Is everybody ready to go again?" And I said, "No, get me off of this ride." And I never rode it again. But if I had ridden it one more time, I think it could have done damage to my back, and that's never fun. The same kind of thing with Blue Flash in 2020. That's in one of the vlogs. Kyle and Steve rode that thing a couple times. I'm bigger than they are, and that thing is not meant, well, it's not really meant for anybody to ride, but it was such a rough experience that my shins on the handlebar dug into my shins, left bruises, and one ride was enough. It was the most violent thing I've ever ridden, and I think Steve had neck problems for a year after we rode that thing. It doesn't operate anymore because I guess there was a group of enthusiasts there, and they got permission to ride it, and halfway through their little ride time, going up the lift hill, the wheel assembly fell off, and it's never ridden again. So it's there just kind of like next to the Ferris wheel that's just like a skeleton. It's the abusement park, as he wants to call it. Oh, well, there's a lot there to ride. Hopefully you'll go on a not busy day. Hershey Park, just in my opinion, just can't handle the crowds on busy days that it gets. It's one of the. I agree. It's one of the best parks in the country. In 2020, when the parks were reopening, I went there with Steve Sargent and had one of the best days I've ever had at the park. And yeah, there wasn't a lot of people there because of the pandemic and stuff. But I felt very safe there, and got a ton of rides on the Candymonium. Uh, but if you go there on a busy day, and you're used to parks like Cedar Point and like Kings Island and parks that really get people through, they concentrate on capacity. You're not going to see that at Hershey Park, at least from what I've experienced all the times I've been there on a busy day. It's just they don't push people through like some of the other parks. And but I would much rather go there than some of the other parks that are bigger than that one. I didn't particularly have a great day at Six Flags Great Adventure this year, but that's expected. Most of my visits there have been terrible. I always go in very positive because I'm riding new coasters, but there was an awful lot down. I did finally get on Jersey Devil, Dark Knight, and Joker, and the Drop Tower. I rode it twice before it went down all day, but King Dakar was closed. I think Nitro was closed for the 2 hours I was there. I think Skull Mountain was closed. King Dakar had a broken cable, and El Toro was testing. It was about to reopen, and I know that ride's had a ton of issues from what I was told. So, and I think they're getting a Super Boomerang there, which I just hope they have the ability to have two trains, because that's another one of those parks that just needs higher capacity rides. Putting a smaller ride like Joker in, or the Super Boomerang in. I know it's an easy way for them to make money with the fast lane type of system, but it angers people in the process as well. So, oh, okay. Hello, Doreteva. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. I'm gonna go for another 10 minutes on here, probably, and just shy under 2 hours, I think. I've been on for an hour and 47 minutes, but just chatting with people. It's weird because you guys are in here, but on like my analytics that pop up on the screen, it says there's nobody in here at all. And I know not a lot of people chime in here, especially since I haven't done one of these since March. But I hope to do these a little bit more frequent. And oh, Jason, nice. Is this Wags? Jason? If so, welcome. But yeah, thanks for everybody for coming in here and playing the game and just chatting it up. I know these can go on for a couple hours like they have in the past, and but with everybody's attention span just being narrowed by everything very quick on the internet, not a lot of people stick around for these things, and I know that's why I would get complaints about like my vlogs being too long. One of them is over 2 hours long, but I know there's people that appreciate longer form videos too. And I just okay, there you go, Jason. I didn't know that you changed your screen name, buddy. Didn't you just send me some text or some pictures a couple weeks ago? See, I always feel bad because by the time I read text, it's like 3 in the morning sometimes when I'm on the road, and I never want to send a reply at 3 a.m. So I just leave it sit. I'm totally bad for that. But trying to, let's see. But anyway, yeah, thanks again, guys. If you have any ideas for, like I said, I was toying around with doing a podcast, maybe doing one for the Eyes of Freedom as well, with their executive director, Kelly. See you, Will. Yeah, it's maybe podcast is kind of the next step, maybe bringing some friends on, stuff like that. But hopefully, I got a big chunk of touring coming up soon, and on and off. But when I'm home, I won't be able to have time to do these. I'll be working on other projects and just doing other things in my life. But once I'm done with that, maybe in December, I can fire these up. Maybe even try to do them once every week or every 2 weeks. But I don't know why I just decided, you know what, I'm going to go live tonight. I was talking to Vincent and a couple other guys and said, you know what, I'm going to try to go live tonight. And I had some issues with OBS and stuff, and this camera that I've used a gazillion times for this. Pumpkin Show was busy, kind of. It wasn't busy for us, Jason. The weather prevented a lot of that, but we were blocked in, and then I ended up screwing my knee up. But knee's better, so no. I have not been on Fly yet, but I know some folks in the industry that have gone over to ride Fly to see about the possibility of putting one in to their parks, but we'll see if that ever happens. That would be interesting because I would love to try. I've heard it's easier to ride because you're not really laying flat, you're on an angle. And the way it was described to me from an engineer was that's the way to do it. So we'll see if that happens or not. But yeah, okay, guys. I think I'm going to end it here. I'm going to try to start doing some old archival videos that I have never released. Some really fun stuff. Some look backs at some stuff opening year, and maybe some upgrade remastered stuff as well, but just be on the lookout for that. I just have to have time to get it. It might be a month or two before some of that stuff starts coming out, so but just if you can, just be patient. I know everything's just like I said, instant, and but until then, I hope everybody is safe and is well, and just be safe out there. It's a crazy world, and I do my part to be safe, but you never know like what's around the corner. It could be good or bad. Who knows? I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but have a good evening, guys, and enjoy your weekend coming up, and we will talk soon. Okay, talk to you later. Rock out, rock on rather.